Hey guys, I hope you guys are being safe out there. Unfortunately, we can't be at practice right now, but we're still gonna try to connect each day to work on certain things, right? Just keep working on our skills, all that fun stuff that we already doing at practice. Today we're gonna work on dribbling. Throughout the week is gonna be throughout the days is gonna be different topics, right? So today we'll start with a basic warm up, right? Stuff that we've kind of already been doing at practice. So we're gonna drop the ball, kick, catch. That's 1, 2, 3, and we want to see how many we could get, right? We want to see it. Let's see how many I could get on this one. Right, so I got 7 on that one. Let's say that's my record. I want to see if I could beat that. I want to be able to do it with my left foot as well. I want to also work on my thigh, right? If I could do 1, great. Let's see if I can do 1, 2, perfect. 1, 2. See how many you can do in a row. We'll go 10 minutes as a warm-up, and then we'll just keep kind of a track of how many you're able to do with your right foot, how many you're able to do with your left foot, how many can you do with your right thigh, how many can you do with your left thigh. And we want to get 10 minutes of juggling each day. Right now we have a little bit of time in our hands, so that anytime you get a chance to be with the soccer ball, anytime you get a chance to be juggling, that's great. For the boys that can pick it up from the floor, do that, right? So start from the ground, see if you can let it bounce, catch, and then challenge yourself. See if you can do 2, see if you can do 3. If you want to do it, leave it on the bounce. 1, 2, 3. You can do that, right? So for the boys that can do that, please go ahead and try not to use your hands. For the boys that we're still starting and we can't go do that yet, we'll just let it bounce and catch, right? And we'll do that for 10 minutes and we'll progress the session after that. Once you're done with that, by the way, I'm going to be demonstrating this to you guys. I'm not going to be doing it for the whole amount of time, so that was just a demonstration for the juggling. I'm going to show you a dribbling now, and once again, I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to walk through it, work on the basic techniques that we're working on. And but what I want you guys to do, and when you're at home, is I want you to try to do the whole session for around 30 to 45 minutes, right? We want to get as much done as we can, and then we start with 10 minutes of juggling. Then we want to see if we could jump around into 20 to 30 minutes of dribbling, right? We want to be able to do this in safe space. I'm able to do this in my backyard. I know it's a street, but a lot of cars don't come up and down, so I'm being safe. Make sure you guys are being safe as well. So we'll jump right into it. So we're gonna do a figure 8. I'm gonna help you guys set up. So I have a couple cones, so that's easy for me. If you don't have a cone, just kind of use your imagination. You can use your shoes, you can use your socks, a shirt, whatever you want, right? So we'll go a cone here. You want to count 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. We'll go another cone here, and then another one there. If you're doing this yourself, for my boys, you probably want to take 4 steps. But if your parents are helping you out, you could go 8 steps, right? So we'll go figure 8. Now we're gonna work on dribbling forwards, and then we want to make sure that now we're working inside part of the foot to turn around the cone and be able to come back to this area here. So it's just figure 8, going in, out, coming back here. So if I want to be able to go, most of my boys, we want to start with our right foot. That's our dominant foot. If you're left-footed, you can start with your left foot. All right, so we'll start with our perfect. After you're done set up, we'll jump into the drill. So we're going to work on dribbling in our figure 8. We're going to work on inside part of the foot, outside part of the foot, and laces dribbling, right? So we know that we want to dribble forwards. We want to use our laces to go inside. We want to use the inside part of the foot to go outside. We want to go outside part of the foot. These are things that we've already started talking about, right? Different surfaces to be able to direct the ball different ways. So just make sure that you're working on. This is just a little drill that is going to help us get lots of touches on the ball, and it's going to help us get a little bit more comfortable with the ball when we're dribbling, especially when we're taking players on, all that fun stuff. So we're going to start we're going to start on the right side. So if you're a righty, start on the right side. When you dribble forward, all right, dribble forward. You go up to this cone, inside part of the foot, dribble around, come back, and then dribble around this one as well. Right, I'm going a little slow. And then little by little, you can pick up the speed, right? See how fast you could go? The whole point is to be able to do this for 30 seconds. Without touching any cones. So see if you could do that for 30 seconds without touching any cones. If you're riding, you start on the right side. If you're lefty, you start on the left side. And we want to make sure that we're doing this on both feet. So if you want to start with your left foot, you could as well, right? So you go on the left side, you go forward, you go around the cone, touch, forwards, 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 around the cone. So that will count as one. You want to go right foot, left foot, 3 times. And then comes the challenge. So the challenge for you boys is going to be 30 seconds. I'll be in a close second. We're going to do 30 seconds and see how many you could. All right, so once you do that, you could go right and left. You go 3 and 3. Once you're done with that, we'll jump into a challenge. So the challenge is to go 30 seconds with your right foot. See how many you could do back and forth, right? Without hitting any cone. If you hit a cone, you have to start over, right? And then we're gonna go left foot, go back and forth. See how many you could do in 30 seconds, and that is going to be your record. And we'll keep track of that. So 30 seconds right foot, 30 seconds left foot, and that is. So that was the first part of it. Second part of it, pretty much the same thing, but now we're gonna dribble with the outside part of the foot. So same thing, on this side, I set up opposites, right? So I'm gonna dribble with my right foot, I set up on the left side. I dribble forward, forward, outside part of the foot. Now, outside part of the foot, I dribble forward, touch, outside part of the foot here. Once again, if I wanna pick up the speed, forward. Right. So a couple of things you want to work on, right, is when you have that little bit of space, take a couple little touches forwards, right? And that's the part that we're using. We want to use our laces. Sometimes I like to say my pinky toe, right? Keep that toe down, heel up, dribbling forward. And then when we get tight space, or when we're getting close to the cone, we're going to make sure we slow it down a little bit. And that's when I'm going to keep the ball under control. When we're going around this cone here, I'll make sure I keep it under control. So I'm going around. The ball is always close to me, tied to my foot. And then when I get a little bit of space, I'm able to push off. But here, always keep the ball under control. Step, touch, step, touch. Another thing that's gonna help you boys out is really pay attention where you're hitting the ball. So if I'm trying to go around the cone, here, if I go around the cone and I can't get around the ball all the way, I'm not gonna be able to keep it under control. So really do pay attention, especially with the inside and outside part of the foot. Right, if I want the ball to go that way, or if I want the ball to come back, I want to hit the ball either behind it or on the side, because that's where I want to direct it. So if it's going forward, take behind, take a touch, then dribble forward. Right? If I'm coming back here, touch around, dribble forward. So try to pay attention to that, boys. All right, we kind of did similar stuff like this already at practice, right? Inside, outside part of the foot, dribbling. It's kind of like a little snake dribble. Yeah, have some fun with it. See how many you could do. Challenge yourself. I want you boys not to just, obviously you're going to see a 5-minute video. You think you're going to have to do this for 5 minutes, but no. While you're out there, try to do this for around 20 minutes. See how many you could do in a row. Challenge yourself, right, without hitting any cones. And then you start. If it gets easy, then see how many you could do, how fast you could go. That's how fast you could go, because what's gonna happen is we start picking up the speed, the ball's gonna start going out of control. So see how fast you could go, but also see how under control you're gonna be the whole time. And that's gonna be your challenge, right? The inside and outside part of the foot, both feet. And please send me a video, a 30-second video showing me that you're working on this. Inside, outside part of the foot, right foot or left foot. And to finish off, right, on a cool down, we'll just go into a 10-minute kind of the end of the session. And this has to do, obviously, for us, we have to get lots of touches on the ball every time that we can. So since we did juggling, we did dribbling, we're going to finish with a little bit of your first touch, right? I'll always I already started talking to a lot of boys about it at practice, right? But we want to keep the ball on the ground. We want to make sure that I'm being the master of the ball. I'm keeping the ball under control at all times. So what happens is we see the ball in the air a lot of the time, right? At games, at practice, the ball just pops up in the air. And sometimes we want to make sure that we are ready to learn how to receive the ball from the air. So very, very simple. Again, we kind of been a basic, I like to say. and I've been working on these things at practice, is that you're gonna throw the ball in the air. So once we're done with this drill, you can pick up the cones. I'm gonna set them up here. Now you can leave them to the sides if you have space. And we'll go, I believe we call them collections. I like to just, it's working on your first touch, right? So top of your foot, you're gonna grab the ball with your hands, you're gonna throw it up in the air and see if you can control it before it hits the ground, right? So the challenge is always to start low and to make sure that we're focused on using the top of my foot, right? So once again, throw it, top of my foot. Key focus are to not control the ball up here. If I control the ball up here, right, the ball goes on, it's gonna take a big bounce. I'm not able to keep it under control. So the closer the foot is to the ground, the better, right? The ball comes, it just bounces off my foot onto the ground. I'm able to keep it under control. And then once you guys, and I did this at practice as well, we did this at practice together. Once you start getting comfortable with that, then start throwing it high. So, see how high you can go. Then you really go high. Control it before it hits the ground. Go high. So I move back so you guys can see how high I'm throwing it. And then challenge yourself, right? If you're doing this by yourself, great. Throw it as high as you can and see if you can control it before it hits the ground. When you work on your right foot, you want to make sure you're working on your left foot as well. And what we're gonna do, another touch is I like to trap the ball as well. So that's one touch when the ball's coming from the air. That's one option we have. Another option that we have, and we kind of worked on it too at practice, is we're gonna let the ball bounce on this one, and then see if I can get over the ball before it comes back up, right? So once again, the ball's coming from the air, it's bouncing. I get my body over the ball, my foot over the ball, and I'm able to keep it under control. This one's a little hard, so what I would suggest is start slow, let it bounce, get your foot over the ball, try to catch it before it hits the ground. So on this one, super important to always, once again, catch it lowest to the ground. Get your foot, right, let it bounce, ball's coming lowest to the ground, get your foot over the ball before it comes back up. Super key. That's gonna help you keep that ball under control. That's gonna help you keep the ball on the ground. And then once you start challenging yourself, then you go a little bit higher, let it bounce, and then see if you can put your foot over the ball, keep it under control. And that's how we'll start with. This is the first one we're doing so far. Tomorrow, we'll have something for you guys. Also, the way that we are going to keep track of this, like I said earlier, please send me back a 20 to 30 second video of you going through the exercise. So it could be you juggling. I would kind of like to see it more on the dribbling part. So if you could show me your figure eights, if you're going with the inside, if you're going with the outside part of your foot, even if you're using both feet, right? So how fast are we going? How many can we do in 30 seconds? So that is the challenge from me to you guys for today, for you to be able to do figure eight with inside, outside part of the foot in 30 seconds. So I challenge you guys, send me your videos. I'll be looking forward to seeing all of them. If you have any questions, your parents can email me. You have my number, all that fun stuff. I'm also gonna send you guys a little. I mean, I don't know. You guys are too young for Instagram, but it's called Stay at Home Challenge, I believe. But it's pretty much soccer players juggling toilet paper. So Messi has done it. Bunch of people has done it. I haven't done it myself yet. I think I might do it. I'll send you guys little bits of clips on it. If you guys want to do it at the end and send me a video, that'd be great. Hope to see you guys soon. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Bye.